Friends, today is Thursday, the 24th of December. It's Christmas Eve morning. It's a beautiful day. We just celebrated the final Mass of the Advent season, and I'm in front of our nativity scene. As you can see, our beautiful nativity scene, and we will celebrate Christmas this afternoon at 4 and 6 in the evening, and of course midnight Mass as well. At our Gospel today, on this last Mass before Christmas, our Gospel today is a prayer or canticle that we call the Benedictus. The Benedictus, which is Zechariah's song of praise at the birth, the miraculous birth of his son, John the Baptist. And the Benedictus is an ancient Jewish prayer which give thanks to God for God's providence and care of Israel, that the early Jewish Christians adapted for themselves by inserting into it John the Baptist and Jesus, the prophet John the Baptist who would go before the Lord, and Jesus himself whom we await. And the prayer is called the Benedictus because of the first word in the Latin. The first word in the Latin of this canticle and prayer is blessed. Blessed be the Lord, Benedictus, blessed be the Lord. And the beauty of this prayer is that it sums up magnificently the whole history of salvation, putting Jesus and John in the context of the great story of Israel, Jesus and John. The great story of Israel, the Old Testament now moving into the New. And in the canticle, Zechariah addresses the infant just born, John the Baptist, saying, You, my child, shall be called the prophet of the Most High, prophet of the Most High, Jesus. Zechariah calls John a prophet who, of course, is a spokesman for God. And all of the prophets, we think of the prophets in the Old Testament, the great prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel, Ezekiel, Joel, Hosea, Micah, and so on. All the prophets look toward the fulfillment of the covenant made to Israel, the conquest of Israel's enemies, and the establishment of right worship in Israel. All of the prophets speak to this. And John is seen here as the last and the greatest of the Old Testament prophets. And his role, like that of all the prophets, is to go before the Lord, and to prepare his way. His job, and the job of all the prophets, is to point, to explain, to indicate, and then to disappear. In the words of John himself, he says, He must increase. He, as in Jesus, let me repeat that. John says that he, Jesus, must increase, and I must decrease. And our celebration of John and Jesus, interestingly, our celebration is tied into the movements of the sun. We celebrate the birth of John the Baptist on the 24th of June, which is the summer solstice, where he, John, and the day begins to decrease. The days get shorter, starting on the 24th. He must decrease. And we celebrate the birth of Jesus on December the 25th. Or today, the 24th, the winter solstice where he, Jesus, begins to increase, even as the light and the days grow longer. He must increase, I must decrease. And in the same way each of us must decrease, and Christ within us must increase. Enjoy this Christmas Eve. Tomorrow we celebrate Christmas, the coming of our Savior, and a very happy, merry, and joyful Christmas to you. I'll see you tomorrow. I have a homily for Christmas, and so we'll see you tomorrow, and have a great day and Eve and Christmas itself.